Welcome to OCIMS Retail. For more information please visit www.ocims.com.my. OCIMS Retail provides an advanced all-in-one management solutions that combines the post-terminal, accounting system, approval system online, e-commerce online, procurement, stock management, sales and customer relationship management, in the latest trend with user-friendliness, and subscription web-based software application that is very affordable to all kinds of retail businesses and accessible with any smartphones or devices. Receivables. At the end of this video, you'll be able to view the list of receivables from clients and their aging. Update the invoice status when the invoice submitted and payment received. Update the debtor's payment. What reflect in accounting. Key in the correct account code. Receivables is an asset designation applicable to all debts, unsettled transactions or other monetary obligations owed to a company by its debtors or customer. From the home page, click Account icon. Next, click the Receivables icon. Receivables list will appear if only the invoice status is submitted or approved. At the receivables list, you can perform search function by clicking the search icon on your right-hand side. Example, you want to search for AO2, about supplier goods sales. Once you have done, fill up the search option. Please, click the search button to start searching. The invoice of your search will appear. At the receivables list, you can see previous invoice that have been made. Now, if you look at the total due column, you can see how much does the debtors or customers owed to the company. And also, if you look at the aging column, you can see how many days and amounts that the debtors or customer needed to pay to the company. Furthermore, if you scroll down at the total due column, you can see the total amounts and subtotal amount that the debtor or customer owed to the company. If you scroll up again, you can see at the expected payment date column, it show you guys what the expected date of payment from the debtors or customer. At the job code name client column, you can view the tax invoice approval by clicking the hyperlink. Tax invoice approval will appear. At the tax invoice approval, you can see the details of the invoice. And you can also print back the tax invoice approval by clicking the print icon at the bottom. Tax invoice approval print version will appear. Here, you can double-check the details of the tax invoice approval, such as the customers, descriptions, quantity, prices and many more. For your information, all of this will be generated by the system. Now, go back to the receivables list page. At the receivables list page, you can update the invoice by clicking the hyperlink at the Show Update Status at the Status column. Update Invoice Status form will appear. Now, all you need to do is fill up the form. First, Invoice Status. This section is to update the invoice status. If there are any changes to the invoice status, you can update it here. Example, if the invoice have been acknowledged, you can change the invoice status to acknowledged. Second, Date of work done. This section is to key in the date of you updating the invoice status. Third, Amount due. This section is to see how much amounts that the debtors or customers owed to the company. Fourth, Payment amount. This section is to key in the amounts that the debtors or customer paid. In this case, 645.75 Malaysian ringgit. Fifth, Payment method. This section is to select the payment method, either check or cash. Sixth, Account code when the invoice is submitted. To add new account code, you can go the account code module at setting. This section is to update the account code either debit or credit when the invoice is submitted. Example, if you sell the goods on credit, the debit will be trade debtors, and the credit will be income. 7th, Account code when the payment is received. This section is to update the account code either debit or credit when the payment is received. Example, you already received the payment from the trade debtor. Thus, the debit will be made back. and the credit will be trade debtors. 8. Target payment. This section is to key in the date of you targeting the date of the payment. 9th, remarks. This section is to write down any additional informations about the invoice. Once you have done filled in the form, please click the Update button to update the invoice status. The updated invoice status will appear at the status details. At the status details, you can edit back the invoice by clicking the pencil icon to update back the invoice, or if you want to delete the invoice, simply click the delete icon to delete the invoice. In the end, the invoice will accumulate and will appear at the balance sheet under Current Asset. To view the balance sheet, you can go to the Summary sub-module at the Account module. Thank you for watching OCIMS Retail video tutorial. Have a nice day.